Mizkif, stop texting my phone. You are blocked, bitch ass nigga. That's that weird shit. I don't like that.
Last week, Emiru got assaulted at her fucking meet and greet at TwitchCon, and Twitch did nothing. They let the guy who crossed all the security lines, which there pretty much was no security lines. There was maybe a couple Twitch staff standing around, and Emiru had to actually hire her own security guard, and not even the preferred one that she wanted, because the first time something like this happened, her security guard actually did his job, held the guy until police came, and Twitch banned that guy.
I had a security guard 2 years ago where there was a guy following me around TwitchCon, and he like asked him to stop multiple times. My guard asked him, the guy wouldn't stop, so he grabbed the guy, but he didn't like hurt him. He was just holding the guy until like the con security game. And then for some reason they're like, yeah, because your security guard touched him, he's like perma-banned from the venue forever.
And then instead of, you know, getting that information across to anybody and figuring out where that guy was, he was just allowed to walk around for 2 hours and pretty much do whatever he wanted. Initially, only gave that dude a 30-day ban on Twitch, and then upgraded it to an indefinite ban on Twitch. That's great. Also, apparently, she wasn't notified of his capture, essentially, his arrest, until like 6 hours after the incident, which is insane. Tory Lanez with an interview with Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitch, who was actually spotted walking around TwitchCon with a young female who's not his wife.
Dan Clancy was out a lot of nights with young girls around him, which, whatever, man. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But like, it just felt like this con felt so fucking weird, man.
That guy did a really weird little interview with Taylor Lawrence, Tory Lanez. Essentially, it was just her glazing Twitch and saying, well, actually, TwitchCon was so hard to get in for even the journalists. I don't see how the people are saying that there's a lack of security over at TwitchCon.
I feel like simultaneously, this has been such a secure event to the point that even like journalists have had struggled. Like, you know, it is very secure.
Did you not see what happened? I don't fucking know. And also, no one gave a fuck. Twitch just doesn't fucking care. But after that whole fucking incident, Emiru decided to drop some crazy fucking information on the one and only Mizkif. Emiru has now come out to claim that Mizkif has, one, not only sexually assaulted her in the past, but two, physically abused her and threatened to kill her multiple times. And his response, it's definitely a response. Now,
If I marry this woman, I'll never forgive you. I didn't even know there was TTS going on.
real quick, just look at this real quick. Now, I'm sure this was a consensual slap, but at the same time, looks like he's having a little bit too much fun with that. Now, she started the stream off saying that Mizkif has been blackmailing her, stalking her, abusing her, pretty much everything under the sun.
I'm finally gonna be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing. For the entirety of this year, I've attempted to separate myself from him and not talk about him at all, and not talk about this issue, and just not make it a public thing. I always tried my best to keep this to myself. Like I said, I feel like it's gone to the point, which I'll explain later, that I feel like it just has to be done.
For the most part, allegations like this I like to take very lightly. As much as I'd like to believe the victim, it's kind of hard to, without any evidence, actually swing the hammer down and say someone's guilty. It's not really the case here, though. It's not really the case, but we'll get into that. When this was happening, I was kind of like, I know she just got assaulted, right? Terrible, I'm sure, very traumatic thing. But it's kind of odd that she would come out with this at the same time. It's a little weird timing. Not that I'm trying to victim blame or anything, but just like, it didn't really make any sense until she explained that she got informed by her friends that he was at TwitchCon and approached one of her employees saying that he would destroy her if she ever came out with any of the stories about what he would do to her.
At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees, threatening them and saying if I ever talked about him, he would destroy me. Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals and that I killed my own rabbits, since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him.
Yeah, that's why she ended up talking about it on stream. So she's saying that he's sexually assaulted her in general, threatened to kill her, blackmailed her, stalked her, and his plan, his big brain plan, Mizkif's big brain plan, that if you tell anyone that I sexually assaulted you and, you know, was terribly abusive during our entire relationship, I'm going to tell everyone you killed your animals. Boom. Are you brain dead? What the fuck? She actually details the abuse that she experienced during the relationship, which was kind of hard to hear. One specific story is when they were driving in a car and he was going at least 150 miles an hour, saying that, you know, we're both gonna die because of how upset I am right now. And she also says that, you know, he's very violent, punching holes in walls, telling his mom to fuck off, he's not gonna get off the Xbox.
Our walls, again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom, holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him, and he would be banging on the door and screaming at me.
If you want to do a drywall hole punching competition, whatever, with the homies, with the bros in the house, by all means. But if you're doing it out of a genuine anger on a repeated basis, I think your amygdala might be a little bit overfunctioning.
And at the time, he also would more often do things like going, like if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour. And like one time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die, like threatening to kill both of us. And this wasn't like even necessarily because of me or like because of something I did a lot of the time.
Oh, that sounds like psychopathic behavior. Driving so fast as to like make someone scared that they're gonna die or that you're at least both gonna die, get in an accident. You might be wondering what possibly could get someone so upset that they would do that to endanger the life of not only themselves, but their partner, someone who they're supposed to be in love with and protect. It's because Mr. Beast had a collab with another YouTuber that wasn't Mizkif. And I wish I was fucking kidding.
Like one of the times that it happened, it was because we were just getting food and he was on his phone and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, you know, like, huh, yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it. There was a time that I walked into a room that he was in and as soon as he saw me there, he threw his phone at the dresser and started yelling because I had posted a YouTube video within the same couple of days as him and mine was doing better. So basically I felt like I was kind of stuck.
So he's just like jealous that she's stacking mad bread and fucking mad hoes essentially.
Joy.
So I thought, why not build a house up here?
I can pay rent in your house.
Okay, let's do it. Yep. Oh, wait, check this out. Come here.
Ooh.
Not bad, huh?
House?
Separate houses.
Biggest sweats,
They're gonna come after you guys.
They're the biggest sweats.
Stop them early.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it, dude. We'll join the resistance. You're spelling it wrong? Yeah, my bad. No, I hardly slept last night. That's why I seem tired today. Because I'm honestly fucking tired, chat. I'll be honest. I'm pretty tired. I'm just tired.
She had a one-hit advantage. She was coming after me. I had to attack back.
Well, I have some cloth in my house.
This is where she describes the essay. If you're sensitive to this type of thing, I recommend skipping this part of the video. It is a little bit disturbing, but she pretty much says that while she was in emotional distress, crying, visibly crying, you know, having a little panic attack, he jumped on top of her like a fucking animal and started trying to make out with her, shoved his hands down her pants, again, while she's crying. And after being told to get the fuck off, he goes, now I feel weird. I don't even know what to feel right now.
And I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him. So yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then, suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And, I screamed. Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, like. And, instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go. And he immediately left my house while I was still crying.
She also claims, again, by the throwing of his phone and just throwing of objects, that she got a fucking black eye from it.
He would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me, despite me telling him, like, I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruised very easily. He would throw his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye, but he always, you know, was like, oh, it's an accident. And I was like, oh yeah.
I said he was jealous earlier because of her videos doing better, just in general, right? He was so jealous that he would hate watch her streams.
I also had a couple other streamers report to me that he would obsessively watch my stream and not in a like, oh, I wonder what Emmy's doing right now way, or like having my stream open. He would be obsessively and attentively hate watching my stream, like watching my stream and just saying horrible things almost every time that I've been live this year.
He probably had more watch hours than the people who simp for her online all day. It's insane. He also was thoroughly convinced in some state of psychosis that actually the entire time, despite, you know, them not being together, that she still had it for him. That she's just every day was thinking about how much she missed him and just, she was just clamoring to get another piece of Mizkif, dude. Holy shit. He would also allegedly, according to Emiru, ask other people if she slept with anybody else.
And he would ask other guys if they thought I had slept with anyone this year. They'd be like, I don't fucking know, man. And then they told me he would say stuff like, no, there's no way she's done that. She's not like that. And she's probably waiting for me. Just really fucking gross stuff like that. And a couple of streamers in LA also told me
Dudes be like, I don't give a fuck what she doing. Those late night car rides at 150 an hour because Mr. Beast, Jimmy Breast didn't give you a Feastables collab. Now, Mizkif did a whole response on stream. He actually uploaded it to like a 30-minute video on YouTube. There's not much, but you know.
I'm going to stand up. I am going to defend myself in these situations. I am not going away. I have no plans to go away, and I believe a lot of the situations today were absolutely exaggerated.
You see how uncomfortable he looks? I understand that, like, if there are false allegations out there, right, about you, you might be a little rattled. It might suck to be in that situation where you have false allegations like that. So responding, you might feel a little bit anxious. Maybe record a video then. Why the fuck are you doing it live? Other than that, though, you know, with my LA Noir detective skills that I've gained over the years here, your body language, it makes it look like you might be twisting the truth just a little bit. Anyway, let's watch his response. He says, actually, he never threw a phone at Emiru's eye. And if he did, it was to throw it on the bed.
First time I felt love for a girl, and I thought I'd want it to never let it go. The first year of our relationship, we almost had no fights. We started to date officially in January of 2022, and up until my cancellation, everything was perfect. She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruisement, and I stopped. That's all that happened.
That's what you want to respond to, is that actually, I did throw my phone, but not intentionally at her. I threw it on the bed chat while I was brushing my teeth. Let's play devil's advocate here. I'll defend Mr. Mizkif here. Why would you be throwing your phone on the bed? Now, I understand, Mr. Kiff, you have a lot of money, but aren't you worried about the screen breaking or any such things happening to your device here? Like he takes the time to show us an example as to what the fuck he's even talking about.
I'll throw you and show you an example, chat. I'm brushing my teeth. Right here. Look at me. I would throw my phone on the bed.
Like, you're such a liar. This guy sucks.
I know I wasn't perfect with my language or tone throughout this entire relationship. I know I wasn't. And I was aggressive at times. In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole, stop talking about past relationships, and yes, I didn't want her to travel without me. I also said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I didn't want her to get hurt. I didn't want Emmy to get assaulted. I didn't want some man to do something to her when I'm not there, and I wanted to keep her safe. And I know with how my mental was and who I was back then that I didn't do everything right. I know I could have done better, and I'm sorry. I know I was controlling, and I should have just ended the fucking relationship. I was so confused as a person. I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry things got...
But the white boy crying. Look at him. Yeah, it has nothing to do with Emiru being Asian, by the way. I just realized that sounds terrible. But why are you crying? I don't understand.
Cut to this fucking point, man. The last 9 minutes,
like, so far, you've explained, like, no, I didn't throw the phone at her. I just lobbed it across the room, you know, trying to chuck at her fucking head. However, I was controlling, and I didn't want her to go out. I didn't want her to, you know, talk to anybody. I told her to dress a specific way. Which, again, if these are things that you're both agreeing on in your relationship, fine. You know, there's boundaries some people think are odd, but that's not, this doesn't sound like boundaries. It just sounds like you're like, hey, sit down now. Listen to me. Beg, paw, now. You don't have to be in a relationship with this girl. You can be in a relationship with anyone you want. Why do you have to be with Emiru? And if it's causing such an issue to where you're getting angry and controlling at times, just leave. Listen, I was controlling, but she wouldn't listen to me. She wouldn't, like, what do you want me to do? And then I start crying on stream. Also, he keeps doing this thing where he, like, swallows into the microphone, like, I don't even know if you can hear it on mine. I don't know if you can.
We broke up for about a month and got back together because we thought we can make it work. We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food.
Thank you for that anecdote about where you guys commonly get food, which is BJ's. It happened when we went to BJ's, a place that I love. BJ's holds a special place in my heart. We would go there all the time. Anyway, moving on, about how I sexually assaulted this lady. I don't need to know that you guys are going to BJ's all the time. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like, who the fuck wrote this?
Then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss.
Cuddled for about 29 minutes and 45 seconds. We started kissing. Eye contact. It was a little bit dark in the room. It was about 45 degrees outside. It was a Wednesday. Again, the way that she describes it, is that she's like bawling her eyes out.
She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted.
You know, if someone's like bawling their eyes out, I don't think sticking your hand down their pants is probably the best way to do that.
She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong or did wrong in general. I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
Why don't you tell her that? Why are you telling me that on your stream? Also, I love during this serious response to like allegations of you threatening to kill this poor woman, you know, driving at insane speed, sexually assaulting her. You have your chat going and Pepe TTS happening at the same time. That's really cool.
Brother once came over and said, and I quote, "If you ever marry this woman, I'll never forgive you."
I didn't even know there was TTS going on.
That's what I was saying. It didn't sound like sexual assault. Who the fuck are you? Like, what do you mean? That's what I was saying. It didn't sound like sexual assault. How the fuck do you know? Do you know Mizkif personally? You just got off your fucking 9 to 5 and you come in here defending this fucking retard. Like, what are you doing? He can't even fucking speak correctly. Yeah, she's such a liar. WTF? Where are you getting this from? What is he saying that you're like, oh yes, finally. Yes, very true. Also, we have some, we have a French Canadian. We have a French Canadian to explain the whole situation to us. And finally, I can understand it because I just don't know what's going on. I don't understand.
Because it's a moment where somebody is obviously went through some trauma. Obviously is Emmy was spilling her heart out, right, and giving her story. For him and for her, in their own perspective, be in a way where nobody's completely far out in like the absolute wrong.
Because it's a big read the room moment.
No, it's not a read the room situation. What the fuck are you talking about? Is this acting? I don't know. Is this comforting? Is me touching you sexually comforting you right now? Is that comforting you? I don't know. He does confirm that he spoke with someone on her team at TwitchCon. And he expressed that if she ever came out with anything about him, he would go nuclear and that you can't mess with him because he has nothing else to lose.
Can you clarify what, if anything, was said to her team at TwitchCon? I said that if she goes after me, then I will go nuclear. And that is exactly what I said. And that's what's going to happen. Because you can't mess with me anymore. I don't have anything to lose. I'm sorry, I don't. Go after me all you want. I have nothing to lose.
He accuses Emiru of neglecting her rabbits. Now, again, we have allegations of threatening to kill both of them inside of a car because Mr. Breast didn't give you a super chunky peanut chocolate chunk feastables fucking collab or whatever the fuck you were upset about. You tried sticking your hand down her pants while she was crying and then cried and ran away when she was like, what the fuck are you doing? You spoke to somebody threatening her, saying you're gonna go nuclear on her ass if she ever comes out about any of this. And your best response so far is actually, she did love me. Oh yeah, and also stalking her, hate watching her streams, saying that you guys were still together, but you know, and then asking people if she was fucking other people for some reason. I don't know. I thought you didn't like this girl. I thought she was abusive. What do you mean? I don't know. Your response to all of this is, guys, I did some of that. It wasn't as bad as she said it, but I did do some of that. I will admit to that. However, she didn't take care of her rabbits. Boom!
I don't want to talk about this.
As those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks.
If you marry this woman, I'll never forgive you. I didn't even know there was TTS going on.
Boom! Iron Dome. He just Iron Domed her, dude. She doesn't take care of her rabbits. Wow. Reminder. This is the response to sexual assault allegations and allegations of stalking, blackmailing, anything under the sun that you could do to a person that just sucks. He still has TTS on the entire time, getting donations. Why did you talk? Why didn't you just make a video response? Like, why did you have to stream this? Okay, look, I'll be fair. It was clearly a two sides, violent relationship, as we can see Mizkif describe here.
I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me.
And I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
Yeah, so she threw clothes and plushies, and then he started punching holes in walls. Yeah? Yep. But yeah, I mean, like he said, if he's going nuclear and he has info on other streamers, why is it now that you decide to release it? Why don't you release it before you got called out for being an insane fucking piece of shit? I mean, Asmongold even says that he's a known liar, so it's kind of hard to trust anything he says in general. But holy shit, dude. I mean, we have like a whole bunch of clips of people just bringing up Emiru and then him just being like, I'm actually stoic. You're not even gonna affect me. That faces me.
We weren't even dating, dumbass. Well, of course, bro.
Queen Emiru's not dating someone like you.
By the fucking God. Hell no. Fuck no. God, no.
So he says that the plan was never actually to use the rabbits, like she stated, against her and everything.
Getting ready to go after her and that I was going to use her rabbits against her. That was never the plan. My plan for myself was very simple. Getting ready to go after her and then use her rabbits against her.
But then, again, you brought up the rabbits in anyway.
She completely neglected those rabbits. So much that many of them just died over 1 year.
Holy shit, dude. Yeah, so there was this video of his ex Maya. They're getting into an argument on stream. This is like some fucking podcast, I don't know, called The Real Housewives of Twitch. And he just throws these fucking bags at her because he's pissed off and saying, the fucking past 2 days of Starbucks I fucking got you, you fucking bitch.
No, I'm not talking to him today.
Well, nobody asked you to, so.
I'm not doing anything.
Okay. Look at her face. She's so uninterested. She said no. Maya unimpressed. That's what that was.
2 Starbucks bags of Starbucks I got you over the past 2 days.
And it's like, you know, as much as like allegations, you know, you kind of have to wait for a little bit of proof. Buddy, I don't know. Now, Mizkif says that he starts crying, that his mental health made him suicidal and depressed and was just so terrible because of his previous allegations. It caused his relationship with Emiru to collapse over time. Sound like an excuse to you? Sounds like an excuse to me. You know, maybe leave the relationship, get help.
I claim I covered up sexual assault. It was proven wrong, but that destroyed my mental health. I felt like my brain cracked, and I was never the same since. I was suicidal, depressed, and I didn't know what to do with my own life. Every day felt like an absolute nightmare. I was losing OTK, my mental health, and all my friends. Emiru was one of the only people that were there for me. She ditched sponsors to go with me to Japan.
Dry our lips.
She went with me anywhere I needed because she wanted me to be happy. As this time happened, I was a massive wreck. I couldn't think straight, and being that Emiru hung out with me all day.
Nope. I mean, yeah. Anyway, that's about it. That's the whole Mizkif thing. All this dude does is bitch and whine. It's so fucking funny. I love it. It's my favorite thing. What is this? You are a bum. I don't know what else to say, really, honestly. I mean, that's just it. You're a bum. How many plushies did she throw at you? 6 or 7? Yeah. Anyways, I love you guys. Make sure, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment if you think Mizkif is either an abuser or a little angel sent from heaven who all these evil women just want to come and attack him. Anyways, I love you. Goodbye.
Don't.